I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. Wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, if I lose the fight, I still rage against the night. Don't box I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. Have I become a little too shy for love? I've been hurt before. All's fair in love and war.
And I'm just saying, like having a hot hygienist is one of the worst things in the universe because, like,
Is it?
I'm a bit of a flirt, as you might know. So I'm flirting with
Yes.
most humans, male or female. I know I'm not particularly
Even if they have their
discriminating.
hands in your mouth?
That's the trick. I flirt with her before that, and then I don't know if I forget somehow, but I flirt with her before. We sit down,
hands are
mouth
in your
open,
mouth.
right? And it's not just that, but she's scraping away all the crud that I missed in flossing.
Yes.
Right. I mean,
Yes.
there's almost nothing more
Like,
disgusting
literally food refuse.
and non-hot than that. You know what I mean? She's-
Correct.
Right. So any
Her looking down
potential,
into your gaping maw
Yes.
is not attractive
yes,
ever.
and the
Doesn't
it's
matter.
a- oh, what's that? And then wiping it on the bib that, like, I'm a grown man wearing a bib, so she's
Right.
getting this crud on my teeth that I missed, even though I flossed very thoroughly, by the way. And she wipes it on this bib on my. It's
Or then she puts the little suction in your mouth on the side.
yeah.
It's like,
Oh, that's sexy.
you know, and
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you ain't
super
it?
sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not sexy.
I know.
It's,
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's sarcasm alert. I'm sorry. So that's the thing. So when you're sitting in the waiting room, you're like, oh, I hope I get the hot hygienist. No, you don't.
See, now I always have the exact same hygienist because once you start, like my hygienist is.
Now I do.
the
I
thing
didn't used
about
to, but now I do.
Yeah, but with me, they always it's a very large practice, puts together a lot of hygienists. My dental hygienist, she is the niece of Al Jean, the creator of The Simpsons.
Oh, no
So,
shit.
Her uncle is Al Jean, and so, but she has no real appreciation for The Simpsons. She's like 27,
Yeah.
and so other people really understand The Simpsons, and it's this huge cultural phenomenon.
Right.
She doesn't get it.
Oh,
when
she doesn't even
told
know
me, she's
why
like, you know The
it's
Simpsons?
funny.
Yeah, she's like, you know The Simpsons? I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
of course I know The Simpsons. She's like, yeah, my uncle's Al Jean. Like, the Al Jean? The one in the credits at the...
Funny.
What?
Next to
You know,
Matt Growing.
and her, she's like, oh yeah, my aunt wrote a lot of the scripts too. And I looked, and like, on IMDb,
And it's true.
and like, there's her... It's like there's like 6 episodes that her
Wow.
her aunt wrote.
That's great.
Like holy crap!
That's great.
But
So
and she does not appreciate it, but she needs to.
right. I know. I understand.
Hi everybody.
We're live. Yeah, we've been live. So, and Super J, you're here, and we love you. And I do have to profusely apologize. I had major technical issues, which is why we're running late. So,
You did.
I did. I
It's
was like,
completely
I
his
can even
fault.
simulate one of my technical issues. Watch, I'll break it by being a wise ass, right? But like, this is what I was
please do-
seeing
please do
before.
not.
Right? No, I disappeared. I'm gone right now, so
I-
no one can see
I
me.
don't. I
So
don't.
this,
Oh, that's it.
like, you
Wait,
totally
so I'm
can't see
alone
me. I'm
right
totally
now?
gone. I'm totally
I'm
gone right
alone.
now. You're
Fuck.
alone. It's almost
I'm
like
scared.
I'm
I'm
not even.
scared.
I know. It's
I
like
don't
I'm
like
not
this.
even there. So this is what I was dealing with for the past 20 minutes until I figured out how to bring myself back. Like so, it was like one of those
Oh, okay.
messed up things. I know, no
Gotcha.
news is right. Like, stop messing with software before I go live, which is very wise. Very wise. But I didn't. Like, you saw no news. I was streaming on Sunday, changed nothing, came on, and my main camera wasn't working. And I was like, WTF. But anyway, we're here now.
That's a lot of pile of
I mean,
excuses there.
And Green Pants said, you know what? If you can't get it working, it's fine. Let's just punt this week. I'm like, no. No. People are
That is
counting
true,
on
that
us.
is what I said.
And we have to do this. So I'm going to get
He's-
this working.
He set me right. I was like, you know what? No one gets help this week. And he was like, no,
Oh.
we're gonna do this.
Everybody gets help on a Tuesday.
And, right. And regardless
What
of
we
what
do.
Vanguard has to go
That's
through
what we do.
in
So,
order
so
to get our message out to you.
correct. Speaking of which, we better go right into it because like I said, we're starting. Oh, no
Yes.
news was about to exit. He was about to close the show and not even watch. Oh my God.
Wow.
No news. Fear not. We are here,
Some are
and
delayed.
we are getting to our first question with Rachel from Galveston, Texas.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Starting in Galveston.
Rachel, 23-year-old female, talking to this guy, 22-year-old male, who I've been friends with for the past 4 years. Is getting close to the relationship stage. We've been FaceTiming pretty much every day for a few weeks now, and sometimes I fall asleep while still on a call. Out of curiosity of how he reacts when I fall asleep, I press the screen record on my phone when I started feeling tired. Today I remembered I went to watch it, and I noticed I was asleep almost straight away and kept looking back and forth at me. Then 30 minutes into sleeping, he started masturbating while looking at me, cleaned himself up, and then went to sleep. WTF. I don't know how to feel about this. Welcome to beating a heterosexual woman.
Flattered? You should be flattered. Okay.
We're really
Rachel,
animals.
I can
We
see-
really are animals. It's like we're
I absolutely understand that the idea of someone masturbating to your sleeping image is
Yeah.
like super creepy,
right.
but isn't it also kind of adorable? Kinda? I mean, like,
I
I
could,
mean, we can't control our natures.
that's what I'm
Don't-
saying. We are horrible creatures. We really are.
Yes.
Because
we are
if
gross.
if it
yes.
was reversed around and it's like, and if you admit like, oh, by the way,
That'd be the best thing ever.
we'd be like, that's amazing. Why did you film yourself doing that watching me sleeping? Because
Right.
I want to see
and you would
that.
tell
right.
everyone that you knew,
Correct.
and you would be the king.
Correct.
You would be the king of everyone.
Yeah, we're horrible.
Exactly.
We're horrible. We're really horrible. We're like
Yes.
barely above
We
common animals. I mean, it's like
Yeah, especially when we're younger, like our feral
Oh my
nature
God.
requires us to
Our
rub one
feral
out multiple
nature.
times per day. You're like, because when you're just sitting here, it's like, I gotta rub one out. Why? I don't know, but I have to right now.
like,
or
I don't even-
cannot finish this.
I don't
math test.
even want to. I'm not even horny and I have to. I don't
Right.
even know why. Right.
Exactly.
It's like
Too much blood is in my
Ugh.
dick right now and not in my brain. I need
Right.
to take care
Right.
of this.
right. It's the only way we could think
It happens.
clearly. It's like there's voices that we hear and the only way to silence them is to release. And then we get some peace and we can actually focus on shit.
And I think
Terrible.
what Rachel is seeing here is like it sounds like really creepy and gross, but it actually, I think it's like he's wait, okay. He doesn't have anyone with him, and so he's talking to you and FaceTiming and enjoying that. And then when you fall asleep,
hmm
he is still able to get sexually aroused just by looking at your sleeping face. That's how hot you are.
I'm
Rachel.
wondering if it's even
Okay.
her face. Like, what if the phone fell weird and it's like staring at her elbow and something, and he
Right.
was able to do it like that.
Yeah,
Like,
could be.
there you go.
Maybe he's into elbow.
something,
You know, is it don't kink shame?
you know?
But I would not be nervous about because it'd be like because in listening to that it sounds that's about right. Like
I was not surprised when
I
I
would
heard
never
that. Like,
do
as I
that.
was reading the question,
Right,
I'm
exactly.
like, oh, clearly this guy masturbated to her sleeping, and then there it was. I'm like, oh,
right,
expectation fulfilled.
Yeah, I was waiting for the
Like-
masturbation, and then she's like, I fell asleep, and it's like, oh no, the masturbation is going to come after she falls
Oh,
asleep.
oh.
That's going to be the problem. Here we
Ooh,
are.
I fell out of my box. See that? I'm slightly out of my box.
I don't.
Playing with my camera. I know you don't see it, but I'm slightly.
I see nothing.
anyway, yeah. So
I am being,
Rachel, I am
being pulled in by satellite. So
You are. He's coming from a remote feed. So, but I have to say, I feel like we need to apologize to Rachel on behalf of all male kind. That
sorry.
this is what we do, and sorry about that. Especially
Kinda
22. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, so not creepy.
I mean, well, creepy in that
creepy.
to her. it
Just to
was
be clear, creepy.
but
Right. I mean, absolutely creepy.
but not. But not concerningly so.
Right.
I would say, or in some sort of
Right.
like, oh, this is a red flag.
No,
He has
no red
just
flag.
literally demonstrated that he's a guy,
Right.
and that you just found out he's a guy. You know what?
He's a very
We're
heterosexual
gonna find
male.
out eventually.
Right.
He will beat off to your sleeping face or your
Right.
sleeping elbow.
Right.
We're that ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how sad we are.
It
Sorry.
really is.
But-
It's like I don't even know. Like I said, we're barely above common animals. It's just
Yeah. I
that
mean,
state.
so yeah, I do not think that she should be concerned. I think I don't. I wonder if she has she told the boyfriend? I mean,
Oh, you mean like confront him about it?
right? Yeah. Well, no. I guess yeah. I would say yeah. I would say just be flattered and move on with your life, and
Right.
maybe or well now she's gonna be
Super
like really. What about if she's gonna be sensitive about being like, okay, I don't want to fall asleep with him on the phone because he's gonna start jerking one off to my sleeping face.
Correct.
So
But like,
that
no,
might
no mess on your part. I mean,
true.
have you? Okay,
Right.
so we're gonna get. So, by the way, Super J is against us. Our opinion here. She's like, get rid of this guy. Ick, gross. And I'm like,
Really?
yeah, I know.
Okay.
Like Super J, I'm really sorry to break this to you, but this is just what we.
That
we do.
It's just it's something that it's like, yeah, that is something a guy would do. Absolutely. Where he's
Right.
like, especially even like a totally normal guy, a normal guy can be sitting there being like, okay, so I'm picturing a scenario where he's FaceTiming with Rachel and she falls asleep and he goes and he starts like playing a game or whatever, and he's like, and then he looks and she's asleep and he's like,
all right, right.
you know what? I'm gonna do this.
We're doing this,
know?
right? Bam, 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 done.
And he does, and he doesn't switch over to Pornhub.
No.
No. He looks at
Looks at
adorable
you.
Rachel
That's right.
and, spanks it.
And Samla
So,
is also against her. Yeah, I know. I
Man,
don't know what to say. Maybe we're the only ones that are being straightforward about. I don't know what to say. It's just this is just what we do. Have you done it? Have you done it with someone sleeping in the room?
I was thinking FaceTiming, but
No.
I have masturbated in churches, man. Like it's fine.
Yeah, no. I mean,
like
if you're saying on the phone, I've done it
I have
with
masturbated with God in the room.
right,
literally, in his house.
and my significant other in the bed, like sleeping. I've done it. Right.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
As
most
one
guys don't
does.
have-
I mean,
right.
I don't want to wake her up.
As when you
She said she's tired. I'm like, all right, sleep. Fine. I got it covered. I don't know.
right, exactly. I mean, in thinking it does
Super
seem like
Super
it seems like it seems like a violation of some kind. Is that
Kinda.
the thing?
I know.
Because what if he just took a screenshot
And
then
masturbate to
jerked
that.
off to a
Right, and then
screenshot?
hung up and then masturbated to the screenshot.
Like, I guess that would be less creepy because she wouldn't know about it. But that is something a guy would absolutely
Yeah,
do.
but the nice thing
you
about
can jerk off to a Sears catalog.
Right, but the nice thing about the live though is she's just kind of moving around a little bit while she's sleeping, and you know what I mean.
Okay, see, now you're making it worse.
I'm sorry.
Now you're moving me.
I would somewhere.
over
No,
to
right.
just-
I'm,
to Super
I'm
J's side.
pulling you
I got it.
over to my side.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
Super-
made it weird.
Super.
Okay.
I did
Okay,
make
it's weird now.
I made a weird situation even weirder. Super J says.
Now
Super J says beat up on your own time. What if she wakes up? That's a good question. What if she woke up? Would you say oh?
Well, there would be a whole other question. We could see the guy could be like, oh, or he could be like, hey, like in the I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I mean, he would clearly stop because he would be surprised
Right.
because if he was sitting there just looking at your closed eyes and all of a sudden they just opened in the middle of what he was doing, that definitely would have given
That
him
would break
pause,
my
I think.
rhythm. I mean, that would break my rhythm for no question.
It would.
It would. I'd be
Whatever
like, oh,
scenario he had going on in his
right,
head.
right,
But,
exactly. Disrupt the. Show a little courtesy,
I mean,
Rachel. Stay
whatever
asleep
that's
when he's doing this.
right, exactly.
Be considerate.
You know, when
Oh
someone's
God!
you know,
All right, I think
someone's having sex in the same room as you are, you're
right.
considerate about it.
I think we covered this one. So I think the verdict was creepy,
I think
yes.
so.
Red flag, no.
But apparently, a
Normal
red flag
behavior, yes.
to everyone
Everyone
else,
but us.
except us two. We are just two creepy white guys on the internet.
Pretty depraved.
The rest of us.
I guess. All
Fair
right,
enough.
Next one.
Okay.
Kirsten.
Yes, I am terrible.
Kirsten from Alma, Arkansas. You've been to Alma.
Ooh, spinach capital of the world.
That's it. So my boyfriend, 29, and I, 29, have been dating for 3 months. I like him very much, but anytime we talk or have a normal conversation, he's talking about marriage and planning our future wedding. I think he is in love with the idea of getting married because most of his friends are getting married. I'm scared of marriage because I came from a toxic and abusive home, and my parents' marriage really traumatized me. I don't know if I ever want to get married. I don't know what to do. Kirsten.
Yeah, I
One's
think this
clear
is
to
another
me.
one of those situations where it's communication.
Yeah.
Like, have you tried talking to him? Like, I mean, yeah, 3 months in does seem way too fast for him even discussing marriage. Like,
Thank you.
dude, I don't know what you're doing. Slow your roll.
Thank
like,
you.
like that alone is weird. If you are dating someone 3 months and you're nearly 30 years old and you've only, let's say you met them and you're meeting 3 months, to be planning your wedding is definitely kind of jumping the gun a bit, and it would be like, whoa, slow down. So I can see that.
I think anyone that brings
So-
up marriage after 3 months is like, pull the freaking
Right.
ripcord, man. Time to get out of Dodge. I mean, that's
Right.
Maybe I'm being a little harsh there,
Because
but that's
you
my
do-
opinion.
You
3 months.
absolutely do not want to marry someone if you do not want to be married.
Oh my
And
God.
so
Well, definitely
these are
that,
those
of
situations-
course.
It's the same thing with children. It's like, maybe one day he'll want children. It's
Right.
like, gotta be on the same page about all that.
Gotta be.
So I don't know if it's necessarily a deal breaker, but it's definitely weird. And I would either pull the ripcord and get the fuck out of there, or talk to him about, you're 3 months in. Perhaps you're at the stage where you can get personal enough that you can kind of share what your feelings are, and so when he talks about certain things, your life experience is different, and so he can appreciate that. Because right now he probably has no idea. He's like, yeah, one day we're gonna have a big wedding, yeah,
Right.
and you're like, you come from a house where the idea of marriage is horrible because it's just two people fighting all the time.
Right.
So totally get that.
But I can't get over the 3 months thing. I'm like, anyone who starts talking about marriage after 3 months, it's like,
Right. Yeah, I mean, especially
I say.
yeah, I mean, it is premature. It could just be overexcitement. Like, he could be he's just like, he could still be in that giddy, like, I'm gonna be with this person forever and ever, and it's like, okay, dude,
That's a
just slow
flag too,
down.
though.
Stop.
That's more of a flag than the dude that's masturbating to the girl sleeping.
Well, the masturbating to the girl sleeping is not a flag. We've established
It
is not a flag.
I'm just doing relative.
It's a
It's
green
not a
flag.
green
It says keep coming. It's a green flag.
Ba-dum-tsh.
Would you masturbate to my sleeping? It's on Match. If you go on, it's like, would you jerk off
It's
while
in
I
the
was asleep?
headline.
Absolutely.
Yes, check.
Yeah.
A
It's like,
questionnaire.
that's how they match everyone up. It's one of the primary things on the key.
Oh my god.
Um,
Oh my god. But anyway, yeah, big red flags with this guy, Kirsten.
yeah,
Big red
it
flags.
definitely is. I mean, I know you guys are in Alma, and there's a lot going on in the spinach capital of the world. But Cincinnati calls itself the chili capital of the world, and so that's a whole lot of bullshit.
Hey,
So,
hey.
have you ever had Cincinnati chili? It's literally like
I don't do chili.
sort of chili that you put on spaghetti and then you add cheese on the top. It's not chili.
Huh.
No. All I'm saying is, I bet you Alma does not produce the most spinach in the world, yet it is the spinach capital. So
Got it.
I'm gonna
Got
let them have that because you guys live in Arkansas,
You need
and that's
something.
horrible.
need something, right?
Yeah.
You need like something to hold on to. Yeah, but it's just yeah, if you want to try to salvage this relationship, just do that communication, saying, dude, we've been together 3 months, like you're being a little crazy about this
Right.
marriage talk at this time, right? And I don't know if I'll ever want to get married. Are you okay with that? If I never want to get married, are you okay with us being together? Boom, throw the gauntlet down. That's what I would do, right? And if
Have
he says,
that
"Oh, I can't
conversation.
handle that," then get rid of him now. You're better off now and save
Yeah.
yourself some heartache, right?
Yeah. You're already pulling that ripcord. Just finish,
Yeah.
tying it off there, and it's
What does it mean?
Yeah.
We're quick to end relationships. I've noticed, like a lot of these questions that come up and says, "Oh, my boyfriend does this." We're like, just get rid of him. Done. You know what I mean? We're just like end the relationship.
Well, because I think we've both seen terrible relationships that lasted
Way too
very,
long.
very
That's
long
what it
time.
is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We've observed
It's just
what can happen.
just
It's like,
just through where it's like, do these two people know they hate each other?
right.
Like, do they know that? So on some of that, it's
Insomlin says it's because we're old and can't waste and don't want to waste time anymore, which is partially true. Like, who has time for bullshit, right?
no, that's true.
Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to waste time when I was younger. I just didn't know any better, or
That's
like,
right.
we didn't know what
That's right.
the flags were.
So
And
we're trying
that's
to
why-
share that with you guys, right? It's like
Exactly. We're paying it forward
paying it
or
forward.
backward.
Paying
Paying
it
it forward.
Paying
Yeah.
it forward,
So
backward.
the next one. So
In a
you guys
backward
don't
way.
have to go through the pain we did. You can jump out of this relationship real quick, and you don't have to worry about it.
And move on.
And
That's
then-
right.
All you all is you're single again and alone,
There you go.
and that's fun.
All right. So next one comes from Michael from St. Louis,
Right.
Missouri. Michael,
Ooh.
I made a fool of myself rapping at a house party. I was drunk and was singing Biggie Smalls. I think it was kind of good as I delivered it, but well, looking back, it was probably cringe and random. I'm white, and now I feel people will think of me differently, and I'm just a crazy, strange person. What do I do?
Okay, Mike, I totally got you. You got hammered, and you took a swing at gangster rap, even though you're white. I get it.
I think that's
I
okay.
understand the desire, but whatever it is that you did was absolutely awful and cringe. Yes. But as someone who has done many, many awful and cringe things, I can tell you, it's not a big deal.
No.
Even if that shit goes viral. I mean, I myself have been known to sing Sir Mix-a-Lot, even though I am white. But I still like to feel that I'm
Right.
long, strong, and can get my friction
And
on.
get friction on. Right.
So yeah, I don't think it's I don't think he's gonna be. I mean, you live in
in
St.
my head
You live in
now.
St. Louis. It's the most. It's one of the most dangerous cities in America. There's a lot of stuff going on.
There's lots of going to say. That's true.
LA face and an Oakland booty.
LA
Everyone knows that
correct.
that is the standard.
That is the standard, exactly. I would like to know what. And again, please, questioners, we need details when you ask these things. I would like to know what song he was rapping to. Like, if it was More Money, More Problems, that's more of a pass than doing like trying to do like Notorious Thugs or something. You know what I mean? You're gonna do.
Wow, I am familiar with absolutely zero Biggie Smalls.
You don't know Biggie Smalls?
material. I know that that's a name,
Okay.
and I know that
Do you know his other
that's someone
name?
who I believe was shot. I think.
Yeah. Do you know? Right.
At some point,
Correct.
wasn't
Correct.
he
He's dead. Yeah.
Tupac-
He's no longer
Tupac
with
and
us.
stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I knew there was a feud between him and Tupac.
And Tupac.
then
There was. Infamous
something, but-
feud. And they say Tupac
Sure.
took him out. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but
maybe. I mean, none of
Yeah.
these guys are Sir Mix-a-Lot, so I don't give a crap. I mean,
Mix-a-Lot.
he's the one with all the actual talent. Like Sir Mix-a-Lot, like sets the bar. You got Sir Mix-a-Lot. and
well,
you
I
got
mean, his
the
Anaconda don't
the
want
Sugar-
none
the
unless
Sugar
you
Hill
got
Gang.
Bun Son, right?
Right.
Cypress Hill, no.
It's
Flava Flav. No, Flava.
no. I mean, I think Sue Mix-a-Lot and Sugar Hill Gang pretty much set the standard for the high bar
Not
for
here.
all rap music.
Old
as
school
I
Run
say,
DMC
as a middle-aged white man.
qualified. So Biggie Smalls also went by his original name was the Notorious B.I.G.
Oh, okay, that does make sense. I have heard that name as well. I am familiar. I believe I might have even seen a compact disc in a case that had something of the Biggie Smalls-ish lettering on it, or
There you go. It- That's it.
What'd you say his other name was?
Notorious
Biggie
B.I.G.
Notorious
Biggie Smalls,
B.I.G.
yeah.
Right, exactly. So that is the same individual. So
Yes.
so did Tupac kill the Notorious B.I.G. and Biggie Smalls? Or you're saying they're
Yes,
the same guy?
they're the
Or is
same
he so
guy.
big? He's both guys.
I mean, he was a big dude.
Yeah. This is I don't understand all of this culture stuff.
No,
but,
I know.
you
There's a lot going
but,
on there.
But I do understand getting hammered and making an ass out of yourself. I
There's nothing
100%
wrong,
get it.
but there's nothing wrong with
You're
that.
okay.
Like, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Don't do anything. But you did strange things when you were drunk. Big
Right.
deal. People will talk. Here's the wonderful thing. People will talk about that party for years when you did that, and that's a good thing.
Maybe. Was it captured on film and was it posted to
YouTube.
the internet?
That'd be fantastic.
That's where things could get problematic. But if not, you're fine. People are not going to think that you're. And if they do, because you tried your hand at gangster rap, then you know what? Fuck them. You don't need those as friends anyway.
Oh, Super
But
J's right. I got my history
if
wrong.
if
I'm sorry. So Tupac died before Biggie Smalls.
Yes, I am in no way can fact check this situation. You are speaking literal nonsense to me. Those are words that you're putting together. Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
So a guy who was notoriously known for being
Big.
B and I and
Yes.
a G, or being big.
Big guy.
But he was the B.I.G. So he was the big,
Correct.
not just big.
Correct.
Or notorious big. Yeah, see, it's all crazy. I don't understand.
Oh my goodness.
None of that history makes any
But
sense.
anyway, Michael, no worries. People do crazy shit at parties. It's fun times. People talk about it later. I think you're kind of a folk hero, honestly. No problem here. You didn't do anything overtly racist. You didn't do anything sexist or offensive, or you didn't do anything assaulty. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you just rapped.
But what
Fine.
I can say is
Go
that
ahead.
it wasn't good. I know you thought it was maybe
No,
kinda
it was
good.
probably terrible.
It wasn't.
But that's part of the fun.
It was probably terrible.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And that's
Right.
and a lot of the fun is really for the other people who are making fun of you. Like
Right.
you are the joke in that situation,
Yes.
and that's fine.
Yes.
It is something that will go down in your history of your friends, whatever. And I do not think you are going to be labeled some sort of social pariah,
Correct.
simply because you tried your hand at gangster rap.
That's right.
Especially,
go.
I mean, yeah, I think
As-
he's fine, and
Agreed.
yeah,
As
there's a lot going on in St. Louis.
that's right.
So-
No news says here there are many worse things to do while you're drunk, and that is 100% true.
Yes,
Many
exactly.
worse things to do. All right, moving on to question 4 here. So let's see. 23-year-old female. This is Clarissa from Syracuse, New York. I spent a lot of time in Syracuse, actually. 23-year-old female, still living at home while I take college courses. We don't have a lot of money, so I share a room with my 15-year-old brother. The thing is, he keeps masturbating at night. This is a theme, apparently, tonight.
Another one.
He keeps
Okay,
masturbating at
keep
night,
going.
and when I hear him, it makes me super uncomfortable. It's very annoying since he thinks he's slick about it, and I can't sleep. I want him to stop, but I don't know how to bring it up. How do I get him to stop without making it weird? This is legit. This is
God.
legit.
We are
Masturbating in
we
the
are
room
so
with your
fucking
sister.
gross.
We really are.
We are so gross.
Especially
we are
15.
absolute fucking animals.
Animals, like,
Okay,
barely above.
What you need to do is be like, "Hey, what are you whacking it to?"
Right.
Or just do
Totally
that
humiliate
one
him.
time really loud, and he will, like, his penis will immediately deflate, and he will never, or just like do that shit in the shower
Right.
or the shitter or whatever. Not
Right.
here.
Right.
I am your sister. Gross, gross, gross.
Yes.
And they live
Yes.
in New York, not Arkansas, so it's doubly not okay. So
Yeah, no, just talking to him and saying, dude, I get it. You got these urges. Bathroom, please. I beg you. I can hear you. It's nasty.
Right.
You know?
Right. And if he knows that you know, he won't do it because he won't be able to. Because once that image is
what?
put in his head,
Right.
I don't know.
But what if he does, and that makes it 100 times worse?
Then he's just still a 15-year-old boy. But as someone who was a 15-year-old boy,
Yes.
never having shared a room with a sister, but if I had been in that situation, I can see myself being mortified in the moment enough so that I wouldn't try it again just for the sake of it. Like, I wouldn't, especially if he thought he was being slick, like that right there would be like mortifying.
Right.
And he probably won't even look at you for the next like 5 days.
Oh, yeah, sure. Which is fine. Right.
So, which is fine.
Which is fine.
But I think the best way to deal with it is to just call it out, small, short burst, let them know that you know it's happening, and I think it'll stop happening. if it doesn't after that, well, now, then you turn on the lights, you pull out your phone, and you go, "What are you doing? Look at you!" You film him,
Shame.
and you send it to
you ring
everyone
the-
at his school.
You ring the shame bell like from Game of
Yes.
Thrones. Shame.
Yep.
Shame.
Yep. He's got to walk naked down the street while someone rings a bell walking behind him,
Shame.
and everyone's gonna throw vegetables.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes. No, I
And you know
would.
what?
I would.
He's still gonna beat off after that.
I would not.
Because he's 15, and he has to.
Or he will die.
Sure. Right. Yes. Or his balls will explode. Yep. From built-up semen. That is how that works. I am a medical doctor.
He's not a medical doctor.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I would not call
It
him.
sounds like something that could happen.
I personally would not call him out in the moment. I would hit him after, and I would say, "Dude, I don't mean to embarrass you, but I could totally hear you. Please, please, please do it in the bathroom. You know, it just makes me feel more comfortable." And that should be the end of it.
And I totally want to embarrass you. I absolutely heard you. Who are you thinking about? And then that is like extra, like, yeah, never happen again.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, like, if
I don't want to sexually
Vanguard's is the
traumatize
most
the
polite way.
Right. I would go with
Right.
that way.
No, but she is a big sister, and that's what big sisters do.
Yeah.
Because as someone who does have a sister many years older,
Yeah.
I can't imagine myself ever in that situation, but situations like that would be taken advantage of in every full respect by my own sister, if that was the case.
Yeah.
It would be ammunition for the next 90 years.
Yeah.
So definitely, there's a number of ways.
Yeah.
Approach it gently, like
Gently.
Vanguard, or just shout out to the rooftops, you know?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And you won't hear him anymore.
And Solomon's theory is to give him a good hit with the super soaker. Just reach up, bam.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
insane.
Like he's a cat.
Right.
You know, just if he's doing like, don't do that. And he doesn't. They don't like 15-year-old boys hate getting misted in the
Right.
face.
Well, back to our
They don't
earlier
like it.
point, we are barely above animals, so maybe that would be effective.
And it'll totally throw off his whole, jerk session anyway. You get
Yes.
sprayed in the water with your face, you're like, oh, it's
Right.
like spray flaccid. That's just what happens. So
Oh my lord! All right, good luck. Who was that? That was Clarissa. Good luck, Clarissa. Hopefully that works.
Clarissa.
Hopefully that works. Here we go. So Simone from Eugene, Oregon. I actually love Eugene. Let's see. Simone is
Oregon.
a 25-year. I do like Oregon. Oregon's actually a great state.
oh yeah.
So Simone is a
like Portland.
25-year-old female. Portland's an amazing town, yeah. How do I be a good dom to my 24-year-old male boyfriend? My boyfriend recently told me about some of his interests in bed and wants to know if I would be comfortable trying them. He said he wants to be the submissive one. I'm okay with this, I guess, but I need help on how to be a good dom. Are there certain qualities good doms have? I was planning on buying and reading books about how to be a female dom, but that feels stupid. I really want this to be good for him, and he got so excited while telling me. It was so cute. Can you give me some advice on how to dominate him? That's Simone. You come to a good place, Simone.
Hey, well, by calling him cute right there, that's a little bit humiliating, about his fetish.
By the way, never be ashamed
yeah,
of. You said you're ashamed to read, but never be ashamed of knowledge, Simone.
Yeah.
Never any shame in getting a book.
And you will never see kink shaming here.
Yes, that's right.
I would say, because one thing I do know about dominatrixes is you do not go into a house of domination and simply be a dominatrix. You earn that, okay? So how that is done is generally through a mentorship program. You need to learn from someone else who can kind of give you the basics and stuff, because it's all about doing things with consent and safely. Why are you not talking about all of your knowledge on this?
Consent and safety, yes, is 100% true. So yeah, you need to have conversations with things about bounds. You need to have things about safe words. And by the way, there's two types of safe words. Most BDSM couples engage. I don't know if you knew this. There's
yellow and red.
Yellow and red, exactly. So yellow is like you're coming close to the edge here, back it off a little bit, and there's red like I am done. The session is over. You know what I mean? And you guys need to enter It's very trust oriented. Like you have to have that level of trust where you will absolutely obey the rules and the boundaries that are agreed upon and set by both of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Red word is said, it's done. You don't say, "Oh, are you sure?" No, there's no "Are you sure?" It's done. Right. So you need to have that promise to each other that you're going to have that level of trust, communication. So yeah,
Yeah.
for
So
other things,
the first thing is you talk.
the safety's
first.
first.
You figure out. Yeah, you figure out what the mental and emotional and physical boundaries are of
Right.
what exactly that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you figure out those safe words. And and come up with a list of what you are comfortable with and you're not comfortable
Right.
with, just so it's and then once you're doing it, like, get into character,
Yep.
have fun with it. Because but one of the things that's especially important is, if you're dominating a male, you need to remove the expectation of sex, because normally BDSM doesn't focus on physical orgasm.
Mm-hmm.
It's generally associated with just like
Varies, but yeah,
play
that's the
sessions. Yeah,
typical.
exactly.
That's the typical for the most part. Yeah. And Soundlet raises a good point. Other folks use sometimes use like 4 colors, like there's a green light will be one option, right? Like keep going. That I like that kind of thing. And then there's a change it. Oh, not sure. Like a yellow. Stop. Do something different. So there's a combination of the different ambers, right? Kind of thing for sure. But yeah, so and
I'd say also stick to that script. So whatever it is,
Yeah.
don't try to introduce something new and novel that you haven't talked about,
right.
because that
Well, you got
might
your
seem
color,
good.
I
So
mean.
like
You say yellow,
Right.
yellow,
But-
or whatever safe word you use for yellow.
yeah, I guess. But
That's what it's for.
if you
It's
at least
part-
stick to things that I think it helps with the trust if you follow and you don't introduce things that were unexpected, because that sort of like breaks the whole.
Unless the bounds is part of pushing those boundaries, right? And again, I think if that's what you decide to do,
Okay,
you can
fine.
do
If
that,
that-
but with
sure.
the safe words.
Yes.
Right? So the
Exactly.
what I was going to say was depending on the conversation you have about bounds, right? You need to determine is this an adjustment to our relationship in the bedroom only, or does it apply outside the bedroom? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
when you're walking in
Those
public,
are two totally different things.
yeah, it's
in
like
terms of, right,
one's like a
absolutely.
lifestyle adjustment. You know what I mean? Like when you walk, like
Exactly.
when we walk around, you will wear the leash. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that when we're in public, and
And that does
you will
not
call
sound
me
like
this
something you are
name.
into.
Yeah, it doesn't sounds like. So
Right.
we're going to assume it's not that, right? It's a bedroom only.
Yeah,
we're going to assume.
I don't think he just is probably curious about stuff, and
Right.
that's adorable.
Great.
And
Exploring each other's
so,
boundaries. That's great.
right. And the other thing is, you don't after whatever it is that you do, don't skip aftercare, because
Yes.
you want to be like tender with your
Mhm.
partner and stuff after a session of whatever it is
Yes.
that you do, and make sure everyone's okay, and don't go to bed angry. So
Or bleeding.
so I say I am pleased that you are interested in exploring different sexual practices with your partner. I think that's awesome. I think that's excellent that you are even open to it and not like, oh my god, so gross. So I don't know. Start out slow. There is actually, if you want, there is a wiki how on being a dominatrix
There
that you
is.
can just look up on the internet.
There is.
So you could start
Recommended.
there. There are lots and lots of forums. But the internet is someplace that is full of information about these things.
Go
utilize it.
figure.
There is anything you want to know is out there. Just do your own research.
Yes.
And
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
And try not to get stuck down too many holes that lead you into the dark
right.
web.
And Sumlin has a surprising number of references here. FetLife. If there's a FetLife site that is,
Oh,
is a good
FetLife.
reference, yeah. And then like the wiki how, like you're saying, and he seconds the mentorship possibility if you could find
Yes.
somebody. But then that's the thing, right? Like I think it again depends on the bounds of what you're looking into. If you're just looking to experiment, I mean, you need to go public and start talking to other people. Maybe not to start, you know what I mean? But maybe that's where it goes. I don't know.
Right.
Depends how serious he is about it, I guess.
Well, it's where you should start is an understanding of BDSM and the fundamentals of like the power exchange
Yes.
and the dynamic
Yes.
of what is actually happening there. And that's why there's the need for all those boundaries and stuff, because you're exploring something edgy, but you're trying to do it in a safe way.
Yes.
So if you're not going, like, you don't necessarily need to reach out to the local kink community, in terms of
Right.
real people. There probably is one. No, there absolutely is one.
There's absolutely one.
Yeah, Oregon's pretty cool. Eugene, you got.
You're gonna
those
find
of the-
total
yeah.
kink community there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like-
But
Totally.
even if you don't want to do that, as Vanguard said, there's lots of resources and stuff online, and it's I think doing the research is important, because this is not the kind of thing you want to just like pretend like what was on TV and
Right.
So suddenly someone loses an eye to a riding crop. It's like
Damn
did
it.
not see that coming. Fuck. Yeah, should have had the blindfold on. But
Yeah, for sure.
so,
But as far again,
you know.
there's tons of references about being a good dom, but it's going to be experimenting with what you two guys enjoy. Right? I mean, generally traits are like you're gonna and we don't know how you are in real life, but clearly you're gonna need to have a certain confidence, right, to be the dom. You know what I mean? And gonna
Right.
be able to give orders, right? Expect responses, punish when orders are not followed. You know what I mean? These kinds of things are typical traits, typical dom traits, but.
Right, and it isn't something that it isn't a specific look that you have to have, but it is an attitude, and that is why
An attitude. Very
mentorship
well
is
said.
generally considered the best thing, because it's someone who understands like what works and how it works and how you have to be. And being a dominatrix will be most of the time probably very much against your nature. It's against like your natural way to do things, but it's pretend. It's a game. It's a fantasy.
Yeah.
So trying to get
Escapism.
into that character, because it's escapism. It's not meant to be real, at least
Right.
unless you guys are into something, the full lifestyle thing. But in terms of just
Works for certain folks.
start with the WikiHow. I think
Yeah.
you're or FetLife, any of that stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
There is so much information. Literally half the internet has to do with porn.
with this. It's true.
Just racks and racks and racks of
Racks.
servers teeming
With
with porn,
porn.
both legal and illegal.
Half
Gross
the internet is
and
porn,
grosser.
right? Half the internet is porn. 1/4 of the internet is Netflix, and then the rest is whatever. It's really
Right.
like
It's like Netflix and YouTube.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that takes up a few acres of server land.
yes,
But yeah.
and then porn's the rest.
I wish you luck, and I think you're good. I think.
Yeah,
I'm-
you're doing the
I'm
right thing by
actually-
being curious about it and being
Yeah.
and wanting to be accommodating to what he wants to play with. So that's great. That's great. So we wish you luck. Good luck, Simone. All right.
Yes, good luck, and it being 2025. If this was like 1970, it would trying to figure out but 2025 with your phone,
Plethora of information.
everything that you need is
Really
you can
is.
get through the phone, just in between Candy Crush.
That's
Read the WikiHow.
But we do want to advocate again. The first things are the safety and the setting of bounds, right? So that's the
Yes,
so good luck.
that's why
and,
it's literally the first tip is to talk. You have to
Yeah.
talk first. That is literally the first thing
yes,
before anything else is discussed. It is
absolutely.
boundaries, what you're safe with, consent,
And your safe
safety,
signals
all
/
that.
words, right? So good luck and
Right.
have fun, Simone.
or else
Enjoy it.
You know,
That's right.
you know what? Because you do not want to explain how you lost that eye. I'm just saying.
The coworkers. Speed round.
Well,
Speed round. And it's
Oh, is it me this
your
time?
turn.
all right. Okay.
All right, let me get the timer ready.
right.
So for those not familiar, we are doing speed rounds, and we're gonna put 60 seconds on our timer. It's Green Pants' turn, so he's going to have 60 seconds to timer. There it is. Okay, he's gonna have 60 seconds to answer the 5 speed round questions. So I'm going to start the timer as soon as I finish reading the first question, and we will do a brief unpack after. Green Pants, are you ready?
Count for 4. Hold for 4.
Good.
Okay.
Perfect.
I am ready.
What is objectively the worst U.S. state?
Utah, because of the Mormons. Like Mormons
if
is,
you could
is
have,
next level.
if
It's
you could,
Christianity
if you could
on
have,
LSD.
save for later. If you could have any mascot you wanted at school, what would it be?
Laserbeak, the Decepticon Transformer, or Buzzsaw.
Correct.
Buzzsaw.
How many reality shows have you interviewed for? Oh, that's a good one.
Different shows.
Yeah.
3.
3. Okay. What order should the Star Wars movies be watched in? Only ranking episodes 1 through 9.
Okay. Episode 1 is an abomination that should never be viewed by anyone.
Hmm.
So I would just say watch 2 through 7 because 8 and 9 never happened.
Okay. Okay. What's the first thing you feel when you see a Cybertruck out in the wild?
Overwhelming rage.
Okay, let's stop it there.
Did I get it? Is that it?
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's
Yes.
pretty good. Yeah, it's
That
not
was
bad.
oh man, that was sweet.
You
That was
actually, I think
that
for
was no-
you, I think that's a record actually. So very well done.
Yeah. Those you
Lots
know,
of softballs. Lots of
those
softballs
are
for you this
very
time.
Softballs.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right. So
Because Laserbeak and Buzzsaw were both in
both cassettes
Soundwave,
in
right?
Soundwave. Yeah,
And so-
they emerged from Soundwave's chest. Absolutely.
And Buzzsaw's whole thing was that he had a beak that could cut through anything. So like that's
Yes.
what it was supposed to be.
Yes.
And so I just think that would be badass for a mascot as just this like
A cassette
know,
player that had there was, by the way, not a typical cassette player. He was a micro cassette player. Remember, like the 10 minutes those were popular.
Right.
It was like the little tiny cassettes.
right only in Japan.
Right.
Like that's where that stuff was like only available. It's I have it with my Betamax and all my reel-to-reel stuff.
That's right. That's right.
Um,
All right, cool. So who would I want for so mascot? I really like your Laserbeak choice, but I would like I
yeah,
don't know.
Laserbeak. I just like the laser beaks.
I would want like a Dalek. I think go like Doctor Who.
Oh, a Dalek,
Yeah.
like straight just
Exterminate.
exterminate,
Yeah.
yeah, like exterminate competition. That
Right.
would be interesting. A Dalek just going up and
And
down.
it would
the
just
field.
go up and down the field in front of the
So you could
cheerleaders
just-
as
it
they're
was gonna
doing
be
their tumbles and stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean? It'd be like,
Right. But then all the people would realize that the Dalek is from Doctor Who, and they would beat the shit out of the guy in the Dalek because he's a huge nerd. 'Cause that's just what happens, or that's what happened to me. So I guess
when you
all
were the
I'm saying
Dalek,
is, when you dress up as a Dalek, sometimes people
things
respond
happen.
in ways
No, I understand. I
that are
understand.
unconventional.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Utah. So yeah, and again Mormonism.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but can you blame
Utah
can you
because-
blame Utah for the Mormons? Because the Mormons were chased there, right? Back in the day. Can you blame Utah for the Mormons ending in Utah?
Yes.
They were in Chicago
Because-
for a while,
okay,
right? For a long time.
Great, and they were rustled out. And
They were rustled
unfortunately,
out.
Utah kept them,
I see. But
And
there's
so
nobody else
would've been
there.
great,
I mean,
because
what are
if
you gonna do?
but they needed to keep going all the way to the ocean
And walk
and
in
then get in their wooden
wooden Jewish
submarines
wooden submarine.
that had come over from before,
Right.
and then
They brought the
just
tablets.
Throw that back to China, and then and you're good. But yeah, to me, Mormonism, because it's Christianity on LSD,
Yeah.
it's so difficult to explain or rationalize or anything, and the people there are so obnoxious about it. Like I've had
Yeah.
people tell me that it doesn't matter whether or not you believe in God, because a Mormon will just pray over your because you don't know any better. If they
Right.
pray over your deaths over your grave, you'll
You'll ascend.
be salvation or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, fuck you, stay away from my grave.
Stay
Come on,
away from
you know?
my grave. I will zombie myself and come out of my grave
Yeah.
and push you away.
Yes, I will exactly.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, that's pretty. I was gonna say Mississippi, because Mississippi is literally, by every conceivable measurement that exists about anything ever, Mississippi's the worst state.
Yeah, it's like it's worse than education. It's
Right.
the only thing. It's actually crime is higher in Tennessee.
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
But like Oklahoma has like the second worst school system, but
Right.
Louisiana, I think Mississippi's number 1
Louisiana.
or number 50,
Right.
and then it's Oklahoma
49,
going
right.
backwards.
Right.
Starting backwards from worst.
Right.
We're gonna start
Mississippi.
with Mississippi, and then
Oklahoma,
There's some order.
Alabama.
Alabama,
Right.
Oklahoma,
And
Louisiana.
Tennessee dips its
They're always-
nose in there once in a
Yeah.
while. As it, yeah.
There's like a southeastern trifecta of garbage states with garbage people that have garbage beliefs.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
and,
goodness.
and that's why those places are ranked so low.
Perhaps.
All I'm saying.
In
Listen,
like everything.
I don't know. I mean no offense. I'm just saying. If you live
Clearly.
in Arkansas,
You
go
mean
fuck
no
yourself.
All right, what are the reality shows
I
you've
mean,
interviewed
I don't know.
for? I know Survivor. I know Big Brother.
No. I never wanted to be on Survivor. I know I would
No,
not
stop.
like Survivor.
You-
I don't want to be a Survivor.
The first season
rea-
of Survivor.
Amazing Race.
You emailed me and said we need to audition for this for Survivor. It was before the
Okay,
first season
yes.
even aired.
Okay. Yes. 30 years ago, that was before I knew what it was. But
Sure.
once I started to get into the whole reality show
Mm-hmm.
culture and learned more and more about them, especially after that writer's strike, which started the entire reality show
Sure.
boom that
Got
kind
us
of
where we are.
kicked off in the 2000s. So the only ones I actually applied to in the end were Amazing Race, Mr. Personality, and I got pretty far in Pop Culture Jeopardy, but did not make the show. But I did make it to New York to take the tests and stuff.
Yeah, no, I remember that. That was great. Rooting
yeah.
for you.
Mr. Personality, really glad I did not get a callback on that, because when that show actually came on Fox, it was so ridiculous. I don't know if you remember it.
I didn't see it.
It was Mr. Personality the idea was, can you date a guy just based on his personality? Now, experimenting that is pretty much impossible. But what the producers decided to do was put these like head covers on all of these men and voice disguisers and have them be themselves, but it's like, but you just know them from their personality.
Right.
But it's like, you could totally tell how tall someone was, or it was
how broad
the
their
most
shoulders
ridiculous
were,
thing
you know what I mean?
ever.
Tell if they were fit. Yeah.
It was I would have felt tricked, quite frankly.
And when the reveal happened and when the mask came off and they would have saw you,
I would not have made it through that far. I the minute they were like, you got to put a sack over your head, I would have been like, out. Nope, did not count on that.
the show is.
Which is why, which is why I am much more suited for
Amazing Race.
I'm not into suffering. Like, so Amazing Race is like, yes, it's hard, and it's definitely, but you can do it, and every time you have a leg, there's like a 72-hour break, like in between and stuff. So the show has very specific things. So like there is time to sleep and stuff. So, because especially since some of the contestants are like in their 70s, they can't, you know, I mean, they did that on Survivor, and they never had a Rudy again, because he was a Navy SEAL and was okay, but like they started learning they had to have an age limit for Survivor, which is still on.
Yep,
somehow.
It is. Still going strong.
With Jeff Probst. Jeff Probst, man, that is a gig. Like,
cha-ching.
25 years ago.
Making
I think it was 2000.
Yeah.
2000. I think, yeah. And man, he has been cashing that check
making bank
twice a year for 25 years.
He's doing okay, that guy.
Yeah.
He's doing okay. All right. Star Wars movie order. Your answer was incorrect, by the way. You were correct in saying skip episode 1.
I figured it would be. What is the correct order?
The machete order
someone who knows
is the correct order. The machete order, which is you watch 4, 5, 6? 4, 5, 2, 3, 6, 7.
4, 5, 2, 3, 6, 7?
Yes. 4, 5, because you see the story of Luke Skywalker, and then it takes him up to the point where he's in Bespin on the thing saying, "Oh, you know, I am your father." No, that's impossible. Right? And then episode 2 is a flashback to his father and how he turned to the dark side. So then you go 2, 3, and then you resume the story at 6, which is the redemption.
At 6.
Right.
And then you watch the one after that, and then you don't watch anymore.
Right. Because there's really no point. I tried to watch. What did I try to do? It was, and this is crazy because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, right? So I tried to, what was I doing? I was trying to remember, like, I was like, oh yeah, and that one where they were on that ridiculously sized Star Destroyer, and like, it got all cut up, and then there was like that, like, I remember Benicio del Toro.
And then they hyper jumped into it,
right? But like, Benicio del Toro was in it, and he was like the arms salesman or something like that. And I was desperately trying to remember like what that was about, and I'm like, you know what? It was so bad. Like and I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I couldn't even keep it in my mind. It was so bad. You know what I mean? I'm like, I remember nothing about it. And I'm like, let me check if I can find the scene on YouTube. You can't. You know why? Because it was shit, and nobody even bothered. Putting the scene on there.
I mean, the minute they just started, it was. Because once they got to those, they started having the Force just be whatever. It just was like pure magic. You know, you just like floated out of a spaceship in full vacuum, in hard vacuum. You're fine. Maybe got a little frostbite. You're fine. Float through vacuum. Absolutely no problem. It was bad. So
Rian Johnson, man. So what are Rian Johnson's other movies?
At least.
Tell me something good, because like he was a reputable director, right? Otherwise.
Yep. Right, he just should not have been given Star Wars. Like, I think he did Knives Out.
Oh, I think you're right.
I believe he did.
Rian Johnson, what did he do? He did Knives Out. Yeah. Great, right?
Yeah.
But what else though? A lot of Knives Out. He
What
did a
they were
couple
trying
sequels.
to do,
Oh, he did Rogue One, dude.
yeah,
All right, so that was good.
That's what the problem was. They had 3 different directors with totally different visions, and they didn't.
I know.
So
I
you had
know.
the first one was like Abram, or the episode
7, Abrams.
7, which
Yeah.
was Abrams, and then you
Yeah.
brought in Rian Johnson, who was like, "I'm gonna redo this whole thing," and he had his own, and that's where it was like, you know what? How about Luke takes the lightsaber and says, "Fuck this,"
Right.
and you know what I mean? It's like, because it's like, what? No, you don't. What? You know, and hence the fandom was lost, and then they made the Acolyte, and now there is no Star Wars. So,
Now there is no Star Wars. Yeah, episode 8. That's right. No news. Oh my god.
in episode 9,
Oh,
where
Brick,
with all the
Looper,
Palpatine
Looper,
coming
and Brooke,
back-
which I haven't seen. Right, which is horrible. I mean,
Oh my god, just building Star Destroyers
Horrible.
somewhere on this planet.
And
or
no one
some-
knew.
Like, nope.
do you know the
all
complement?
just
We're gonna look this up
happening
right
in the
now.
background.
Do you know crew complement of an Imperial Star Destroyer? It's like 35,000 people or something like that.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah,
Like, is it?
they're
I
huge.
thought it was over a. Yeah, because they're like a mile and a half long. or 2
27.
miles or
There
something. Like,
are 9,235 officers, 27,850 enlisted, 275 gunners, and pilots. So approximately.
what's
Oh,
the
and
difference between a
90,
gunner
97.
and an enlisted?
I don't know. I have to look that up.
And
But, like-
and these are enlisted for the Empire
Yes.
stormtroopers. Are
Yes.
they a mixture of clones and enlistment?
Yes,
enlisted
at this
people?
point they are. Yeah, they are. They're recruits.
Okay.
Like Finn was. Finn was a born into servitude stormtrooper, not a clone.
Right.
So
Right,
total
okay, yeah,
complement with including the 9,700 stormtroopers on board, 46,785 per Star Destroyer. It is a huge vessel of huge scale.
Wow.
Yeah. And then how many were there
they-
that he built in secret?
Countless. It was like
Right.
as far as you could see.
Yeah,
They were
right.
just there, built
Yeah.
out of material that
Material
exists
that you found
in the
somewhere, right?
universe.
Not
Yeah,
mining with the
metals
engineering
that you-
project that
that
would
you
be
got
involved
from,
with
like,
such as
19 different solar systems in
Right.
order to have that
Right.
much mass
And-
to have.
and
like,
where'd you find the money, right?
Right. It's yeah, the Empire's resources budget. It's interesting because just like Andor was the only one where they kind of showed it was like they were actually building a piece for a Star Destroyer.
Right.
It was actually it was just like one plate or
Right.
something that went into
Right.
it. It's like one piece.
Yeah.
But Kathleen Kennedy is leaving. Leaving Lucasfilm.
No,
And
stop
I
it.
think
No,
maybe
stop
things will
it.
Get better. No. Yes, that was.
It's been
that
rumored
was,
for years. It's actually happening.
No, I think that is canon now.
Oh my
because,
god,
um,
that could be amazing.
people have been trying to, yeah, because they're thinking that if she gets out, maybe it will stop being
We can only hope.
Skeleton Crew.
Did you see season 2 Andor trailer?
Yes,
Look good.
And is Tony Gilroy doing season 2?
Oh, I thought so.
He did season. Right, yeah. If he's doing it, because he was like, listen, he wanted nothing to do with Star Wars. He knew nothing to do about Star Wars.
Right.
But they got him. They told him you can do your own completely self-contained story, and he was like,
And he
okay.
did.
Which
Done.
is why Andor was the least watched show and
Right.
the best
And the
show.
best one.
because it was the most best written and everything else, but it didn't even do as well as I think the only one that was worse was Acolyte. That got even lower ratings.
Yeah.
And that was because that show was garbage in every way.
It was so bad. Oh god.
And in no way was it bad with anything due to diversity or anything. It was bad
Just to be
because
clear.
it was written by idiots.
Just to be clear.
It was
It was so
bad.
bad.
The dialogue, it was there are a lot of people that are like, oh, people didn't like it because it had characters of different races.
Not
No,
at all.
It was
Not
just
at all.
terrible.
It was just
If
bad.
it was all white people, it was just the worst writing I've ever seen and made no sense in Star Wars. Other than that, it was great. And the fact that they brought back someone who was already that whole thing. The dude who they
What dude?
oh god, I'm
You're
trying
talking about Darth
there's a
Plagueis the
character
Wise?
No.
Oh.
Who was like two little eyes creeping in some shadows. That was supposed to be
Wait,
like,
I'm Darth
he's like
Plagueis the Wise.
Gollum.
Ready?
No. Actually, no. Bye, Kathleen Kennedy. Like, no, don't. Not okay.
Oh, dude. All right. Well, with
No
that
reality
said,
shows for you?
you know I don't do reality
How many
shows.
reality shows?
I don't do reality shows. I would have if I knew what I knew at the time. When you sent me that mail about, I thought you were insane. Like, let's do Survivor. But in hindsight, I probably should have said, sure, fuck it, let's audition and see what happens. You know what I mean? That would have been fun. But
And then it would have been like, oh my god, this is terrible. Why did I do this?
right, yeah,
Because the minute you start, I would start getting eaten by sand fleas or whatever.
right.
Yeah.
And sunburn.
They
Hello. It's like-
Well, Survivor, they really had a hard time in the first one. They did the first one. Everything turned out okay, pretty much. Then
Well, it
they
could've
did
been Naked Guys,
Australia,
too.
and that's where Mike Skupin fell into the fire
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
had to
yeah.
be airlifted out,
Yeah,
and it was like
yeah.
a whole disaster.
and
that
they
had
were
to
like,
cover
oh
up.
shit,
And
this
then-
could happen, right?
And then the morons picked Africa, not realizing you have to do it in a place that's on the water. You cannot do it in a desert. You will die. Because the people started to die.
Right.
And they had to bring in outside stuff because it
Lessons
was like
were
they were all
learned.
dehydrated.
Lessons were
yes.
learned.
And so that's why they keep going back to Micronesia or
Right.
There are different there are South Pacific islands that you can go to. I've been to one where the locals will walk you around and tell you where they filmed Survivor 20 years ago and how what bunch of assholes they all were. It was kind of funny. Of the like, oh, this is where they set up a challenge, and it's like there's a beach and all that stuff. It's like, I can picture that.
Right. All right. Well, I think it's time to jet. I think we've done what we need to do. So.
What do you feel when you see a Cybertruck?
Oh, a little bit of I feel some sadness. I feel some regret because I was a big Tesla supporter back in the day, like early on in their development, right? And felt a little betrayed.
Yes.
And then the Cybertruck came out, and I'm like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then that's when I lost
For me, the Cybertruck, the reason I think it induces rage, because there's lots of Cybertrucks getting vandalized and everything else, is because, like, we'll say its unconventional appearance is, like, visually jarring, because the whole thing is all angles. The Cybertruck is not street legal in Europe, because
really?
in Europe, you are not allowed to have an angled front end, and the fucking Cybertruck is 100%
angled, right?
So it can, and notice there's no like mirrors or anything. It's all supposed to be and Europe is like, go fuck yourself. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God.
and it's only legal here because
it's here.
What is it now?
Welcome to America. That's right.
anything fucking goes if you got the cash. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Buy yourself some citizenship.
Yep.
You
I heard you could do that now. It's great.
all good. Excellent.
Oh, crazy. All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today. It's time to sign off. But I think, again, sorry for everyone for starting late today. Hopefully I won't have the same technical problems next week.
I apologize to everyone for Vanguard's
My failures
technical
of making
difficulties as
things
well.
work. Exactly. Yep.
He feels badly about that.
I really
And I
do.
will continue to make him feel badly about
I mean,
that.
just to be clear, this was the situation. I was not there. Like, I'm not there right now. So I'm just kind of gone. Now I'm back. Then I'm gone.
Can we talk about Vanguard for a little bit? He's a
Go
very
ahead.
troubled man.
Yeah, it's like I can't hear you.
And
Go ahead. You can't see me. You can't hear you. Go ahead.
Listen, if you guys could just submit some questions, but actually, like, maybe, like, DM Vanguard a little bit, show him some love, like, throw him, some compliments or something like that, because he needs it. Okay? So, if you would